Time seems to speed up as you get older. For a little kid, things last a long time. And now the years go by pretty quickly, the days go by quite quickly. Good poetry is something with which it's a good thing to furnish your mind. I used to practice the hard poems to learn. I used to practice while I was driving the horses or resting them. One of the poems that I used to like because it was long and it gave them a good chance to rest, and also it spoke my mind. It's kind of a crazy poem, maybe you'll think. Anyhow, this poem is called Manifesto, the Mad Farmers' Liberation Front. And here's how I recite it. Love the quick profit, the annual raise, vacation with pay. Want more of everything ready-made. Be afraid to know your neighbors and to die, and you will have a window in your head. Not even your future will be a mystery anymore. Your mind will be punched in a card and shut away in a little drawer. When they want you to buy something, they will call you. When they want you to die for profit, they will let you know. Go with your love to the fields, lie down in the shade, rest your head in her lap, swear allegiance to what is nighest to your thoughts. As soon as the generals and the politicos can predict the motions of your mind, lose it. Leave it as a sign to mark the false trail, the way you didn't go. Be like the fox who makes more tracks than necessary, some in the wrong direction. Practice resurrection. My name is Ed Belzer. I'm 76 years old. My wife and I have sold our farm, or we're selling it. We have an agreement to sell because I can't keep up with the work here anymore. I can't do it justice. Pain takes the joy out of work, and so I can do some barn chores still, but I don't get the pleasure out of it I used to because I'm coping with pain as well. I farm what most people would call the old-fashioned way. One time not long ago, not 6 months ago, I ran into a young woman at some social function, and she recognized me. She said she used to travel to and from school on the school bus that goes right down the road and back. She said that she and her friends, when they would go by here, they would look out to see if I was out working with the horses. And one of the things they wondered was why I do everything the hard way. And it made me laugh because I never thought that wasn't my aim to do it the hard way. I aim to do it the beautiful way. You're a good girl. Whoa, 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 whoa. That a girl. What a good girl.
I loved visiting his farm because he farmed with horses. Now this takes a real ability. He used Percheron horses. These are really spirited work horses. And they were with him. All he had to do was say a word or jiggle the reins, and they did exactly what he wanted. He's a person who is very empathic, and this empathy extends not just to people, but to animals as well. I think to work well with animals, you have to kind of feel something about what they are feeling and know it.
You couldn't make a horse do something it wouldn't do. They cooperate with us. Once they're trained and they know what to do, you can count on them. So when I'm finished working them, very often I'm filled with this sense of gratitude, and gratitude for the horse, and gratitude that I have the opportunity to have that kind of bond with the horse, that we've worked together, we've sweated together, we got a job done. And so when I'm taking the harness off, I'll pat the horse and say thank you. This is Marlies. She's a registered Percheron mare. She's about 20 years old. She was born here and so were her parents. You can't get that unless you live to get old. When I was a little boy, my Uncle Joe had a farm in Pennsylvania, Cedar Line Farm it was called. And it was a mixed farm. He raised turkeys, he raised ducks, he raised pigs, he raised cattle. And that's how farming was back then in the 1940s. And I loved it. I loved going there. It was a big thrill to me. And, but I didn't go the farmer's way. I went through academe and I wound up at the University of New Mexico, where I got my first full-time job as a professor of health education. And I still loved animals, but I was living a city life existence. We moved to Nova Scotia, and my wife, who was in her early 20s at the time, discovered that the cause of the eczema that had troubled her so much of her life was that she was allergic to cow's milk. And we rented a place in Pictou County for the summer, and we got a goat that we could milk, a couple of them, and it worked. We couldn't take the goats back to the city, back to Halifax, where we had a place. So we looked for a place where we could keep our goats, and we wound up here in the Musquodoboit Valley.
Did he mention to you we were driving one time before we ever had a farm? We were driving in rural Pictou County, and we just saw, there was just kind of a glimpse of a guy with a team, and it kind of emerged into our view, and then he walked out of our view. And it was like seeing a specter. And the way Ed responded to that was kind of like the sacredness you feel in the presence of a great piece of art, or walking into a clearing that's just there. It's like a cathedral or something, and you think, oh, this feels sacred, you know? So I observed that.
There's the saying that you rust out or you wear out, and which is the greater danger. And I can't tell just from my own life experience, but I would say that that I wore out. I didn't rust out, as that girl on the school bus said. She saw me doing the things the hard way, but I wasn't doing it because I liked pain. Sometimes I would work through pain for many years, but now it's such that there's enough damage that it's not going to get fixed. So I'll just stop aggravating it. And who knows what I'll do. Maybe I'll write a few more poems.
So we're moving into a condominium. A lot of people say, oh, I think the same values that brought us here go with us when we leave here. The value that says we're all in a community, whether we know it or not, that the family isn't just about blood. That's not where your family stops. Your family is beyond that. I don't know if it's transferable, but it's what brought us here, and it's what goes with us. I don't think our values change.
The team is fresh and stepping along, and the cockshoot giant cuts its 5-foot swath. But progress is slow. Despite mower, mares, and me, the stand withstands, and the day grows short. Then, suddenly, it happens every time, the stand falls with surprising speed. It is finished. Like the early rounds of a hayland, the seasons of youth were long. Now time hastens, but still I cannot see the end. When I do, how can I fail to be astonished at how quickly it is finished?